We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Hi, I'm Matt, and that's Dominic, and you're watching Matt's Cursed Algorithm right here on Damn TV. Without further ado, I would like to welcome my guest, Oakland-based electronic musician Dominic Cramp, also one of my oldest friends. And I don't mean like old as in you're old. I mean like as in I think I met you in 1989.
You did. In Foster
Do you
City,
remember?
California.
Do you remember how me and our mutual friend Adam introduced ourselves to you, Dominic?
Yes. You came over to my house and basically said, "You're going to be my friend," and walked into my house and
I think we
introduced
walked.
yourself to my dad. And then
Yeah,
I
well,
came out and you were, I remember you talking to my dad, the two of you, and my sister, maybe.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, hi."
Well, this origin story is just to set up that we'll have a longer discussion later and talk a little bit about what you're up to and also how you use the algorithm, because as I think we're going to show in a little bit, you and I have very different algorithms. But let's take a little dip into my algorithm just to get things started. All right, here we go.
This is bullshit.
Okay, oh, you know what, bitches? There is a perfectly good set of legs in some landfill that wishes it could be at this table.
With this food, I thought this was the landfill.
Ah, I'm gonna smash your fucking skulls together!
How much was it, Mom?
How much was what?
How much was it to sew us together?
Hell of a lot cheaper than 2 beds, I'll tell you that. What? You are lucky I didn't feed you your other asshole. Ah, you bitch! You don't love me, and you don't get fed till you do!
This is bullshit.
Have you seen this these people before? So this is a comedy. It's a comedy
Very
trio. It's this Brandon, I can't remember his name, who's a comedian who plays the mom, and then this real life conjoined twins who play the twins, and it's really yeah.
Took on a whole new level. Wow.
Yeah. It's really, really funny stuff. Oh, look, Sean Baker, director of Anora, is a big fan. So maybe we'll be seeing them in the next Sean Baker movie.
I think my
Oh non, c'est horrible. Ah, c'est horrible. Ah, c'est horrible, les cultureux vont encore manifester. Ah, les cultureux vont encore manifester.
Well, the French aren't beating the bad hygiene rap, are they?
don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
It's impossible to have a point of view in the electric age. And have any meaning at all.
Fruit I think Jesus would eat in the modern grocery store. Fruit.
You've got to be everywhere at once, whether you like it or not.
I'm on what I call the jiggler.
Big old piss jug.
Yeah.
You have to be participating in everything going on at the same time, and that is not a point of view.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but
It's
So,
impossible to have a point.
before you move on,
Yeah,
that
we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
but this comment right here kind of sums up, I think, more or less what we're going to talk about. The internet is unlike anything before it. Never has humanity cursed itself more fully and at the same
Yep.
time blessed itself more wholly.
Yep.
That
Yep.
pretty much sums up exactly where we're going to go.
We'll go ahead and like the comment.
This is
Yeah.
really, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I'm
yeah,
I'm glad that we got to see one of these because this particular there's a kind of genre of these on Instagram, I think also on TikTok, where people like edit together montages of other reels, right? And they're usually sometimes they're organized around a thesis statement, like, and other times they're just like of trying to tap into a kind of vibe.
But this is also,
Yeah.
to me, this is a legitimate art piece because
Yeah.
it's making my brain do things. You know, I'm having the literal, but then
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening back here that's like, ooh, interesting stuff's happening. And
Yeah.
if I got more of this, I would have less of a toxic view of, because to me, this is a legitimate art use of Instagram
Sure.
that I
Yeah.
personally don't get to see very often.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's either people, obviously I see people showing their art and I see people making stupid videos, but not a lot of like, to me, this is on the level of like critical theory mixed with art.
Sure.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Well, this is
Well,
Marshall McLuhan, and like there's a music credit on here. I don't know who did the music, but
I
yeah,
didn't realize.
it's
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. So I think there's like yeah, you're right. It's someone is taking the raw materials that they find in their algorithm and they're doing more with it, which is really cool.
I also like
Um,
that it's positive because
oh yeah, yeah,
there is and again, it's that quote, but there is a positive aspect to this,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
But this really celebrates it. So that's that's a good one.
yeah.
What's that? Whole bottle of Worcester sauce? I won't. Let's go. Let's get this fucking cracked open. Listen, I've had fucking Liam Perrins and a dash on a bit of cheese on toast, but I ain't fucking chugged a full bottle, but let's get into it.
Pick this one for you, buddy.
Oh, you could use your
Fuck me.
fingers, dude.
Oh god, he fucking stinks. Oh my god. Are you ready for this, guys?
No.
Oh, God. Right. 5, 4, 3,
In the
2,
street.
and a fucking 1. Cheers.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I can't. Fuck it, that's fucking. I couldn't swallow it.
How'd y'all manage to colonize the world, anyways?
I don't know. Right back at you. We're gonna see some.
but I bought it.
What's that?
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Do you think H and P sauce would have been easier? Or is it called HP or H and P, by the way?
It's HP, bro. Come
Okay.
I no. It's the same thing. It's just the liquid form, basically, of. I mean, sort of.
Okay, so going back to the like making art out of the garbage of the internet, I think you're going to
Yeah.
appreciate this.
Bought it anyways.
Alright.
This is the worst one yet by far. It would be bad enough if it were just a picture. It's like a color by the number, but with gemstones. Tiny specks. Why would anyone want this?
What?
She just buys these things that are AI generated.
But I bought it anyways. It actually feels empty, so they may have scammed me completely. And before people come at me saying, oh, you didn't read the description, scam websites don't tell the truth in the description or in the photos. This is a video of this product. I wish it was scented or something. Not like possum scented, but scented. I love that the print looks like a crocheted item. 0 out of 10. I know this is fake, but I bought it anyway. This is bad on so many levels.
Wow.
First of all, the color's not right, obviously. And there's some glue. Look at that gap. I knew this was fake, but I bought it anyways. Yeah. The listing said this is watermelon grass, which is not a real thing. I'm really sad they aren't little mini watermelons. Now, would I say that I'd pay $10 for this? No. I knew this was fake, but I bought it anyways. This is amazing. I love how detailed the eyes are, and then they just gave up on the teeth. So there you have it. It's a bit smaller than advertised. I knew this was fake, but I bought it anyways. Is this plastic? At least they moved the cord over a little bit. Very yellow. Here we go. Oh.
That's not bad, actually. I like that one.
I was gonna say,
versus
that's not-
reality.
that's
I
not
knew this
bad.
was fake, but I bought it anyways. I've been waiting weeks for this one.
Weeks.
This is definitely the best one yet. It's super close. There is something nasty all over it. The cup only goes this deep. Right here. They did forget his arm. Honestly, it's not bad.
This reminds
How
me
much
that
shit does she have at her house?
last Halloween I bought like this one piece costume, right? This like kind of spandex outfit that was
Yeah, I
supposed to it was supposed to have an X-ray of the human like skeleton, right? So it's supposed to look like X-ray man or whatever. But do you remember that it had 2 spines? So like
Oh no, I'm
But-
sorry. I was thinking of a different onesie. that you
Okay.
had. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of
Mixing up.
ones. I have a lot of
Oh,
onesies. You're mixing up
you-
my onesies.
You do.
How dare
do
you?
have a
How
lot of
dare you
them.
mix up my onesies? So yeah, it was this weird it looked like an anomaly basically because the spine split into 2 about midway through the breastbone. And I wrote to the company because if you look at the picture, which is obviously an AI generated picture, it looks like a regular skeleton. But then, of course, they aren't real products. It's the same problem here, right? They don't make the product until you buy it or something. Like, I'm not quite sure
Oh, yeah.
exactly, but I think that's what happened is they're like, oh, now we have to, I'm not sure, but What, are you worried about this woman? I think this is she's doing a public service.
No. I'm thinking like, why would you make like, like, why would you have I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the people selling this crap. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have words, dude.
Yeah.
No, I think what she's doing is amazing. Oh. Wow.
This is more what my algorithm is known for, by the way. This is really classic cursed algorithm.
One, two, three into the four. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door. Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Cause we know we're about to rip shit up.
This reminds me of a very recent story. As you know, my mom lives in a housing for seniors, for retired people, and she shows movies. She's a programmer like I am. She shows movies. And yesterday she showed the Monterey Pop documentary, the documentary about the 1968 Monterey Pop Festival with like The Who, Jimi Hendrix, Otis Redding.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
okay
Sorry.
it's okay if you don't know. It's before our time. But
No,
anyways,
I do. I was thinking of something else, and I was thinking whether I should say it or not, and I'm not going to say it. And I'll tell you what it is afterwards.
Okay, great. Yeah. We'll save it for the Patreon episode.
There you go.
Bonus chatter. But so I asked her how did the screening go, and she said it went well until Ravi Shankar came on, and then like a bunch of people like got up and left because they got bored. And I was like, so boomers just never change, right? It's like because the same thing happened when when Ravi Shankar came to Monterey Pop. I think it was like a bunch of people were like, oh, okay. Because
That's funny.
because they'd only like like they had been introduced to this music through like the Beatles or whatever, but like sitting through a whole performance was another story. There's like a very famous thing, I think it's on the Concert for Bangladesh, where like they're playing for a few minutes and then they stop and everyone applauds. And then Ravi Shankar says something really sarcastic, like, well, if you like the tuning, you're really going to love the performance.
That's so smarmy.
Well, he
This
was probably over that shit by the.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure he was. Jesus.
Yeah.
I like this guy's swagger.
Yeah.
The rapping, interesting, but I do he's got it all right.
How close are you to Yorba Linda? You could, that's already over. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on. Oh, Burning Man vibes. Little context for viewers of the future. This weekend, right now, is Burning Man.
Oh yeah, it is. That's right.
And Dominic, it's a great day to go out and rob your neighbors.
It's
well, actually, San Francisco probably.
Yeah, this is a quiet weekend for San Francisco.
But as we speak, they're having another apocalyptic Burning Man. They had giant storms that destroyed the orgy camp, and
I read about that.
And by the way, I'll just air our dirty laundry right now. Dominic and I have both been at Burning Man before, so
yeah, we went when it was cool.
no. Let's, for the record, it was never cool. But
no, but it's what everyone says about their year. It was like,
well, let's just see.
Yeah.
What? Well, we went when you couldn't bring a cell phone, for one thing, so at least the embarrassment was not showing up on people's Instagram reels.
And it was, it was headed in this direction, but it wasn't quite here yet in terms of like private planes and RVs, but fundamentally, I don't know, it looks about the same as it ever was. There's only comfortable you can get in the desert.
Let's take a look. It's dark.
The crackers then transfer from.
Okay, so this is just a lot of anti-Burning Man stuff here.
Come with me to survive a 72-hour dust storm. So I'm here with my friends who go by Whispering Willow and Courtney. We've been surviving off of nothing but adaptogenic mushrooms, CBD gummies, and green tea. But oh my god, you guys, we got to listen to 3 hours of house music today, and it was so good. I would say 8 out of 10, worth the $3,000, but Courtney didn't survive the storm.
The juxtaposition with the comment and the head whipping, I'll say the juxtaposition of the interesting. It's funny seeing it in this format parallel instead of is interesting. This is actually more fun I may have to switch to Instagram on the laptop because this is more fun.
I don't know, like ever since I switched to Instagram on the laptop, I haven't read a book, so I just kind of warn you. It's also hard to watch movies.
Ask why am I not present in the media, in the social media, and so that I'm not using a cell phone or anything like that. But I had the feeling I should share work and everyday things with you. And so I'm opening an Instagram account for you.
So I mainly put this on here because holy shit, Werner Herzog just joined Instagram. I don't think he's probably going to make very interesting content, but I'm really hoping he makes a documentary about things he finds on his algorithm. And it's really funny.
Yeah, his take would probably be the most interesting.
Also, this I don't know if it's going to load, but you can see I've already made my attempt to get him to go on my
I
show.
did see that. How old is he now? Do you know?
I do not know.
Just curious.
Yeah. Anyways,
this shall be
not,
my Instagram.
it's not exactly. If Werner Herzog, if you're watching, I would love to have you on the show to talk about your algorithm.
Amazing.
War profiteering is my passion. Selling weapons makes the economy strong. Bombs and guns are good for business. The more countries we invade, the more regimes we overthrow, the happier I feel. Without war, there would be no chance to make peace and no chance to make money. When our military is strong, my portfolio grows. Who cares about those other countries anyways? They don't even have labubus.
I stand with the military-industrial complex. My besties always slay, cook and eat, at home and abroad. We will find you and we will deport you. Next stop, Alligator Alcatraz, baby. Because you know what's cooler than being cool.
I can't hear you. I say what's cooler than being cool.
Now we can have free labor in the homeland. And if the illegals resist, we can just throw them out of planes. Finally, we have war profiteering at home. War profit.
Dark.
So, the fun thing here is that famously, there's not a lot of politics in my algorithm. And we're going to see a lot in your algorithm, I think. But this is, if politics does find its way into my algorithm, it's often this kind of very dark humor.
Yeah, that was good.
Liked by Deerhoof. Moving on.
Can you please just stay home next time? Please just stay home. If you're 25 and you're thinking about coming to Disneyland, don't. Folks, it is after dark, and that means I can say what I want to say. Disney adults are genuinely weird. I'm talking about you guys. There's no kids on this cruise. Why are you here? This isn't on the script. This isn't part of the bit. I genuinely think you guys are weird for being on this cruise. At least when kids are riding, they laugh. You guys just sit there on your phone, know that you paid $500 to be here today, and you don't even have a good excuse for doing it because you're all at least 20. What the hell is that? Go to a club, go to a party, or stay inside. Don't bring the vibe down on my cruise. It's weird. Mickey Mouse isn't your friend. Trust me, I know. He's my boss. He bleeds me like a vampire. The magic of this place should have worn off for you guys when you reached the age of 12. And now I just got to deal with your goofy asses ruining.
Okay, I don't want to know if this is real. Like, it could be fake, but
it's not real.
I prefer to believe it's real.
I don't think it's real, but it's really funny.
Yeah.
Because I think you'd see more reaction. Oh, I've seen this is amazing. I saw this. This was in my feed too.
Yeah. This guy is one of the OG creators of really
4 months to build a subway system for Cat Town, but it's finally open today. Mr. Nice will bring his cat family to be the first passengers. Hello everyone, I'm Xing. Since I made the cat house 2 years ago, many people have left me messages asking if I could make a subway station for the cats. After thinking about it seriously for a while, there were two things I just couldn't figure out. One is, after the train arrives in the station, how to open the train doors and the platform doors simultaneously. And secondly, how to make a working escalator. Earlier this year, I decided to stop thinking about it and just get started. I'll tackle the problems one by one as they come. Of course, I had the confidence that I could get through it no matter what. It took me 4 months to get it finished, but I got it finished. Every time we finish a new scene,
wow,
the biggest headache is the final cleanup.
I'm just glad this guy is doing this and not working for the military. Because, this is...
It's funny. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what he does? I mean, is this his whole deal?
It's got to be. I mean, the amount of work that goes into these things, he clearly has people working with him.
Money. Yeah.
Baby, what?
Get in here right now. You want to tell me who those belong to?
Oh, I bought these off the internet, baby. It's not what you think.
Shut up. You're cheating on me.
No, I bought them off the internet. There's this girl who like works out and she does squats in them and gets them all sweaty, and I bought them off her for $100.
You paid $100 for sweaty draws.
Yeah, they're actually sweaty. Oh.
Someone screwed you into buying sweaty draws.
No, I did my research. She verifies it with video. She does like squats and then they come in a plastic bag with like a seal. I didn't get screwed over.
No. Who are you cheating on me with, really?
I'm not cheating on you. I bought these.
Okay. Does she pee in them?
She will if you pay extra. We can't afford that, honey.
We can't afford that,
let's just not talk about this again.
Baby.
So this is, it's a virtual reality girlfriend. I have no idea if it's real or not. It could just be, it's probably satire.
Those bonkers.
But
I mean, it could be real.
Doesn't this kind of virtual reality look a little quaint now? Like, you know, like now with all AI and stuff, to see something like this, it's
VR still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've only seen it like on the PlayStation. I guess it's more advanced if you get a more advanced thing, but it's still pretty fucking hokey, the whole thing. But that is, I've never seen that.
Elle était allongée sur la plage, nue sur le sable chaud. Et le vent tournait les pages de son San Antonio.
Nice vibes, right?
So French. My dad would dig that.
You probably saw these like creepy AI videos like of teenagers from the 1980s, like saying, "Come to the 1980s, we miss you." Have you seen these?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm not going to show them to you now, but there are these really creepy, kind of fascist seeming videos where completely AI generated teenagers in the 80s are saying the 80s are so much better. Nobody had phones, you know, we were all just in the moment, you know. And they're super creepy, but this is a true portal to the 80s right here, or at least the French 80s.
I mean, it sounds like the groups my dad was into, like Spyro Gyra, Shack Attack. Yeah, he'd dig this, but that is very French. Very French.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. صليتوا على رسول الله. متابعينا الكرام مع أحبابي الأفاضل، سؤال اليوم يقول: كيف يمكننا حماية النحل؟
I have just received a court-ordered warrant for my own arrest for blasting metal at the police. Here at the Wall of Sound, we took the mobile sound weapon and we literally blasted heavy metal at the police. Not only heavy metal, but breaking the law. Let's go, baby. Fucking rock and roll. I will probably be going to jail soon, so drop a hell yeah for free Noah stickers. Let's go, baby! Fucking look at this! Extremely loud music on a public road, extremely less reckless activity, drinking on top of a school bus while blaring loud music. Let's go! Drop a hell yeah for free Noah stickers!
Hero, right?
Yeah.
Look at, like, the revolution is going to take all kinds, right? We had Luigi, then we had the guy that threw the sandwich at the cops, and now we have this guy.
Yeah, they're a mixed bunch.
Your basic night. You go out almost every night, correct?
Every night.
Every night she goes out. How late do you stay out every night?
Well, we go out at 1 or 2 in the morning.
In other words, I usually, if I go to 54, I go at 10:30, 11.
No good.
No good.
No good. You go at 2.
You go at 2.
At 2. Well, you get there and you have a drink. I'm not much of a drinker, so I drink a drink. Maybe 2, and then orange juice. It looks good, you know? And you dance. And you meet very nice people.
And how long do you stay there?
You stay there till it closes, like 4 or 4:30. Then you go. Then you go to an after-hours place like Crisco. You know Crisco?
Well, gosh, no. I mean, holy moly! 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm asleep. But
So you
Crisco,
go
do you know
to
Crisco?
What I want to know is, am I on the right show here?
This is
my life in Berlin, basically. I mean, not yet her age, but I'm rapidly approaching. Did you hit the big clubs when you lived in New York?
No, I did in London, but not New York.
Yeah.
Because I mean, New York was weird for me. I landed there right before September 11th, and then I didn't really make good. I didn't have a solid friend base.
Yeah.
And if I would have stayed, honestly, but I had the opportunity to come back, and at the time, which was 2002, weirdly, the music scene on the West Coast was a lot more interesting than the music scene on the East Coast. A lot of what was happening in New York was copying what was going on out here. So here I am still. But I think about it. I do think about it.
Yeah.
But no, I never got to see the after club scene and all that. But I did in London. That was that was a longer time ago, but yeah, it's good times.
It's almost as if he's learning the song listening to the song for the first time ever.
I don't know, man. This is screaming midlife crisis.
You think Darth Vader 99999 is having a midlife crisis?
That is wacky. Do you do birthdays?
When I tell you that I have never been at such a loss for words, I have been trying to find the statements and lyrics for this video for the longest time. How?
So
what do you say to this? Huh? What do you say to this? Imagine this was your kid's like class play or something. This could be, what's that pony movie? What's that horse movie? This could be like Black Beauty or Spirit of the Cimarron. This could be like a live action play of one of those things. It's clearly very equestrian, right? But what do you say to this, right? What are the words that you find when I...
Probably what it is.
Here we go. All right, let's see if we can refresh to see. Maybe the comments.
music.
No, it says there's no comments, which I find hard to believe. I would just like any kind of.
I'd say it's AI, but it's too specifically.
No. Yeah, no, I don't think it's AI. And unfortunately, we are not getting. Even on the refresh, we're not getting comments. So this is really got me stumped here. You used to do children's in that video. You used to do children's parties, right?
I did when I was in after college on the weekends. I was doing. What was I doing during the week? Deliveries. I was delivering medical supplies during the week and doing kids parties on the weekends.
And you used to have a petting zoo that you would.
It was.
Bring in.
I mean, we could spend 2 hours talking about this. It was a home. It was in Boulder Creek.
Yeah.
It was a homespun. It was what are they called? Most Unique Ponies and Parties. And it was everything was handmade. Oh, so Darth Vader, I had, and again, dating, but so they used to have these like in schools and like cassette recorders that were like probably this big. And there was a strap with a tape of the guy of this couple, the man of the couple, was a man or woman, him sitting on his porch for an hour going,
we can't hear you, but you're doing the Darth Vader breathing.
I'm doing Darth Vader, but you'd hear traffic coming past because they're on like a main road at Boulder Creek.
And they couldn't license the voice, but they were infringing on the copyright anyways.
Well, no, everything was handmade. Yeah. It was ridiculous. And then, and then I also had to do a petting zoo, which I had a Ford Taurus station wagon, and in the back there would be a rooster, a goat, a couple bunny rabbits, some guinea pigs, a pig.
Was it legal? Is it legal to drive around with these animals?
I don't think any of it was legal. I think there were multiple copyright infringements. They have permission to do none of it because everything was branded. We did Toy Story, Star Wars, Shrek.
I'm more concerned about the petting zoo in the back of your car.
They were fine.
Yeah.
Or how about try and do a magic trick with a guinea pig in a Big Bird costume. Try that one for bikers. Okay. Anyway, let's
challenge accepted.
Let's move on.
Oh yeah, welcome back to my algorithm.
This is more like it. This is your algorithm.
So is this, by the way.
How do people react when you tell them that you're wearing the hair of your dog?
Well, strangely enough, it isn't the people so much, it's the dogs. The dogs all seem to know. They sniff and follow me. At a show, all the dogs go, they know, it's them.
Well, how did you...
I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go. Lizard, 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 lizard.
Incredible costume.
Lizard, lizard.
Wow. Wow. Ah!
This is my favorite Taylor Swift album. You want to know why there's nothing in there? Because I don't like Taylor Swift, and she doesn't have a single good album. Listen to this. This is good.
الإمام علي بالأسد بشر علي بن أبي طالب بالأسد.
This.
See, now that's
Welcome
a
to the
good
culinary
segue
show with
into my
Mariette
feed.
Driver, and today we
Oh, okay. That maybe that,
I'm
maybe
not
that's-
saying we should. I'm just saying that was a
No, actually, I think
that was a good segue.
let's talk about why it's a good segue.
So, yeah, my Instagram has turned into like a right-wing hellhole of mostly racist, Islamophobe, conspiracies, white nationalism, mostly because, well, entirely because of my engagement. I'm not a fan. Through commenting. And I've gotten sucked into the asshole of Instagram. It is the dark, nasty, vile side of Instagram.
Well, let me ask you, how did that happen? In other words,
Well, I'll tell you why. Because
I follow a lot of I mean, I like and follow a lot of political stuff on Instagram. It doesn't show up in my algorithm.
Because of the engagement, because I engage with it and through commenting. And this is bad. I'm not particularly proud of it. And I don't mean that in the sense of shame necessarily. I mean in that there's no real high road to commenting on Instagram. Like I'm not necessarily commenting like I'm not trolling. Well, I do troll the Heritage Foundation, but I don't troll in the sense of like I'll post like stats, I'll post like the definition of fascism. I'm not gonna whatever, I don't know what you would call the lowbrow of Instagram, like the enormous amount of cliches, the right-wing cliches, libtard, cry harder, I love the taste of liberal tears, that's to me what I find interesting. If I could pull out anything interesting is trending comments, that comments trend in the same way that they go viral, in the sense that they'll be repeated over and over again. Like people use well on the racist ones, which is sort of interesting, meaning like, well, like, of course that's what you're doing, and you'll see like in terms of racist Instagram, I could save it till we get into it, but
yeah,
we could look at it. But more to the point, why is like, I think it comes from the same reason a lot of people comment on Instagram, which for me is I'm relatively isolated at the moment. I read news stories that make me angry, and I don't have a lot of places to put that anger. So
yeah,
and I've done this is. And I should say this is more in the past. Like I've really moved away from it, mostly because it doesn't get you anything. It's really similar to porn in terms of like it's an escape hatch, it's visceral. There is I'm not doing it for the confrontation, but there is confrontation there.
Yeah.
And I'm also not going to take any high ground. There's certainly like I do get a dopamine hit from it for different reasons maybe, but I don't think anybody that comments with any frequency on social media is not immune to it, but is not doing it partly for that dopamine hit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was going to say before we get into actually seeing what it is that you're looking at. But like, I think probably like the mechanisms are all the same as what draws me back to Instagram all the time, which, is, the algorithm is learning how to keep you on the app, right? And keep you scrolling.
Yeah.
And in your case, it's tapped into outrage as a, and to some degree, outrage draws me into my algorithm too. Like if I see, ordinary stuff, after a while, I stop scrolling. But if it's always showing me some outrageous thing, and here I mean outrage as in outrageous, sensational, right? Then I'm going to keep watching, and it also pushes the creators and the people on the algorithm to be even more extreme.
I certainly fit into a certain demographic at the moment, which is the angry liberal or left winger, because you see it. I see it like Heritage Foundation, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Josh Hawley, some of the big names that hit the headlines. Their entire comment section is liberal outrage. Like there's almost no conservative commenting.
Oh, interesting.
Conservatives in the replies, because
Yeah.
I'd almost say conservatives love to hide in a mob, but that's not fair. Humans love to hide in a mob. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see in a comment section how far it tips where you see people replying versus commenting. I think Instagram might be the lowest bar for commenting. I don't really engage. I'm not on Twitter, X, I'm not on TikTok. I would imagine TikTok is probably healthier. Just I don't know why I assume that. It just seems, I don't know. Instagram seems to have a particular tone and relentlessness to it that puts you
Well,
into
it
lends
pulls,
itself to that sort of trance state,
I think part of it is that it pulls in a lot of people from Facebook. And
Yes,
so
also
it
very
pulls in
much.
it pulls in a lot of older people,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
politically conservative people. I think TikTok's users tend to be younger, maybe more politically liberal, but I really don't know. Like I'm sure I know there's right-wing TikTok. I know there's older TikTok. It's all there.
Yeah, I
But
mean, my tactic for commenting is really what I mostly like to do is take the joy away from someone who's being joyful in their hatred of something and
okay.
just sort of burst their bubble a little bit. Or as we'll look at, is not calling out, but just say like there's a lot of propaganda, what I call propaganda cannons, whatever you want to call them, propaganda sites that are just pumping out. Now it's on both sides. Initially it was just right-wing content, but I'm starting to see liberal content that's the same, just sort of tweaking a message either for the attention and the clicks or for impact, but it's the same result. You're putting misinformation out. It's just, my sort of misinformation.
Well,
But it's
yeah, it's also
well,
well known. It's
yeah,
also well known that there are like these right-wing influencers who get dark money for, to push Republican party messaging. And
yeah,
just a few days ago, the Wired magazine published an investigative piece about the Democratic Party doing a similar thing. Like there's a bunch of like
sure,
liberal influencers, and they're all pushing the same
yeah,
messages, and they get paid for it. They
right.
haven't been disclosing it. So
Yeah, and you see that with Newsom pushing back
yeah,
on Trump with Trump tactics, and all it really does is end up in more chaos. It
yeah.
just going to their level just creates chaos. So, um, it's I've been threatened, I've been, all kinds of stuff from engaging with people, but it's Instagram. It's like the threats are so like the worst it was like one of these that I called like who the fuck who are you? Blah 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 blah. And it was at this guy in Detroit, and he's like, this is who I am, fuckface, libtard, blah blah blah, pedo. And then he did as much as you can to intimidate on Instagram, right? He follows me, he likes my comments, he tags his friend who was
Oh, yeah.
genuinely scary. This dude was like a white power biker. But again, I was like, my comment back was like, dude, it's Instagram. If you're this fucking sensitive on my comment, how do you get through life? And he had nothing to say to that because it was such a ridiculous escalation, right? It's like,
Also, let's be clear. That guy's not coming to your neighborhood.
no, he's not. Nobody is. You don't know where
No.
I am.
Well,
Even if it
also,
is, like,
if he found out where you live, he's not coming to your neighborhood. So,
no, and
like,
your buddy's not gonna go like halfway across the country because I left one comment on your buddy's fucking Instagram page.
no, yeah.
It's all bullshit, dude. It's all theater. It's like porn. I mean, you
All
get,
right.
let's get into it.
Show me some porn.
Let's see some porn.
let's see some of your algorithm. I need some outrage. I need some right-wing outrage. Lord knows I don't have enough.
All right. So let's go with this one.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's an eye.
Why are you doing that? Why are you chasing for? Why are you doing that?
Okay, so can we stop for a second? So
yeah,
the person who posted this doesn't appear to be right wing.
No, this is the post
Right.
itself this is an anti-ICE post.
Yeah, of
And
course.
so, and you could see a lot of these are probably bots, great job, ICE. You see this on all of these videos, is
Yeah.
this sort of contrary, petulant, go ICE, I voted for this, all this horse shit. But some of it isn't, and some of it is genuine. Who knows what? I don't know, I don't know how you look at this and leave a glib comment.
Yeah, well, the similar stuff happens on Twitter now that it's been taken over by Elon Musk. It's like the top comments on every post are just the worst people in the world.
Yeah, and that is and again, that's
Yeah.
why I pull back from commenting, because these are garbage. The people that engage are garbage
Yeah.
people. Like, I mean, okay, they're not garbage people. And
They're a
this is
basket of deplorables.
No, this is the problem. This is the problem, is there is a split. It's almost like, what's that HBO or Apple TV show, not Succession, where they split the corporate, it's super popular. Like you're split in two between your corporate life and your real life. Severance.
Severance, yeah.
It's almost like that, where you'll see someone say the most heinous, like, shoot, like a protester gets their legs run over by an ICE cop. They're like, good. And then you look at their page and it's all like, their kids and their cats. And there's a total cognitive dissonance between who they are in life and who they are online. And you see that a lot with commenting too, where sometimes someone won't reply because it's a bot. Sometimes someone won't reply because that energy's gone. And to me,
Yeah.
that's the porn part of it, is like they get all super mad, they leave some comment, rah, and then it's actually pretty ugly when you calm down and read what you've wrote, and you don't really have the energy to engage with the person that's responded to that comment, is what I assume, but yeah, it's ugly stuff.
Let's see some more.
So this is about shooting migrants
Yeah.
with live ammunition. Great idea. Perfect. Spot on. And again, this is the part to me that's more like, the post is one thing. It's the comments that are the most depressing, because they're not, some are bots, but a lot aren't, a lot are like just sadists and fucking shitty people.
The American right wing, they're obsessed with Europe too, right? Like they're obsessed with like this idea that certain European capitals are overrun by Muslims, and they're also really attracted to these far right governments and parties in Europe as well.
So we can stay on this theme. So one of the things you see a lot with this sort of European civilization, European purity, is they will clip out Eid celebrations.
Yeah.
Because Eid is a very public celebration, where a lot of Muslim people get out in the street, usually in traditional garb, or it's what they wear anyway. And you're supposed to pray publicly. So what a lot of Islamophobes and racists will do is clip it out of context, like this one, and then say, oh my God, it's a takeover. They're all in the streets. They're everywhere. When they're just celebrating their faith. So.
خطوتكم نبض بالماي بالجو بالأرض بالظل صحنا والعرض هلا وألف هلا يا خير على قاع انتشر
You know what what it was immediately. Look at this guy. He's opening like
Yeah,
a
it's a
whole box
fair.
of Capri Suns.
Yeah, they're
Like,
on their way to look. They're handing out
yeah,
fruit. It's
yeah.
it's a fair. The
They're
other
trying to
thing
make
that
it look sinister. Yeah,
yeah, and it's especially without they'll do this a lot too with they'll show like a festival, either it's Eid or something else, and they'll show the aftermath of the street festival where there's a lot of garbage because no one's been around yet to pick up the garbage. You see that
yeah,
on every street fair everywhere in the world, but they'll make the point because there'll be a heavy Muslim concentration of Muslim people. They're
yeah, yeah.
cockroaches, blah blah blah. Cancer, you see a lot with a C is like cockroach infestation.
Oh wow, yeah, that's really
300
offensive. Yeah,
320 likes. I mean, it's really offensive. And this is again, this is this is on Instagram, conservative censorship. No, but you can't say what you want. I mean, look at this fucking horse shit. This
well, I
is
mean,
it's
uh,
evil.
Mark
But
Zuckerberg has kind of rebranded himself as like a more politically right wing now. I mean,
well,
he cozied up to Trump. He says that he doesn't want his AI to be woke and all this kind of stuff. So,
But see, what's
he's
interesting is they can say things that are horrible, like all in black, like the Black Plague. But if you
yeah,
report that, they're not going to take it down because
of course
out
not.
of
Yeah.
right, because they're not looking at context. So,
Meanwhile, I had my commenting privileges frozen for a week for putting boycott Israel in a comment. So,
oh, I had that too. And the
yeah,
problem is now with AI, almost
yeah,
every report comes back, this doesn't offend. Like I just did one where a
yeah.
guy he left me a personal message about how he was going to kick my ass or like it was something like, oh, see that guy getting his ass kicked, you want to know what that feels like or whatever. And I reported it, and at first they're like, oh, that doesn't go against our community guidelines. I was like, dude, that directly does. So I push it again, and that's when a human sees it, and then of course they get rid
Yeah.
of it. But it's terrible, man. Like the level they go to for engagement is disgusting. So let's see what else we got. It was such a contrast to your feel good feed. The obsession with liberals is interesting. This one I just saw today. So this whole thing about liberals crying, there's a constant wave of trying to infantilize liberals. So like liberals crying, liberals wailing, liberals, anything to kind of delegitimize justified liberal anger. They're constantly trying to sweep the leg.
Oh, this is interesting. Can you go back for a second? This is the first video you've shown me where, as you warned me, all the comments are from liberals. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we go to, I did this earlier. Let's just go live to Heritage. Well,
Reels. Oh, okay.
so you can pick almost anything on the Heritage Foundation. This is funny. So this I love where they take progressive concepts and take them as their own. So this is about food dyes, right? So who cares what he's talking about? All of this is it's all it's all liberal pushback. Like Heritage Foundation doesn't have a voice anymore. I mean, like they fucking care, but it's just it's all liberals too.
Yeah, well, I think the kind of people you just showed me who are like red meat right wingers who are like
Yeah.
posting horrible like Islamophobic stuff, they can't read this think tank wonk shit. This isn't for them, right? Like,
No, but it used to be. It used to be much more, and the same with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She used to have
yeah.
but because she's like the go-to, and it's an easy one because she's out of her fucking mind. But weirdly, they do pop up sometimes. Like, who was it that was Tucker Carlson said something that I agreed with recently.
All right, careful, you're on thin ice.
Yeah, I know.
We
But
we we might edit this out later. Can we look at the one that says Donald Trump and REM?
Oh yeah, this one's funny. So this is probably a recent thing. I get it ish, but it's basically about making an equivalency between the voice of Michael Stipe and Donald Trump. And this is pretty funny.
Life is bigger. It's bigger than you. And you are not me. The links that I will go to. Oh, life is bigger.
I don't know.
It's bigger.
To me, it's mostly just the lies part that it sounds like him, but it's not that close.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work for me. There is a guy on Instagram who points out how gay Donald Trump sounds, and he is a gay performer, and he just lip syncs things that Trump says that are very gay. I mean, apart from playing YMCA at his rallies.
Oh, this is interesting because this is an interesting take on. So I actually looked this up, and this is real, but it's not. Like, it's real in that Austria, yes, they just did say that they didn't say Sharia law is legally binding. It's a dispute between two Muslim men, I believe,
right?
And it's financial, and it has to do with like some kind of financial compensation.
Yeah,
it's a very specific use, and of course, they explode it to be like so then you get all these hysterical like, oh my god, why are these countries bowing down to a primitive, violent, oppressive culture?
That's a good voice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's my conservative voice. It's just all hysteria, all of it. Oh, this was interesting just to hear how full of shit Kristi Noem is. I don't know if you've heard the recent where they're trying to something about him being a pedophile, child photo,
human trafficker, and these Democrats and liberals stand beside him. They sing for him. They chant for him to be released so that he can perpetuate more crimes on our communities. It's just overwhelmingly.
All right, shut the fuck up. So what's interesting about her is more the DHS, Instagram.
Wow, you know a lot about this stuff.
Well, because I thought about it a lot. I mean, I think about it more. I'm thinking about it on like a theoretical level, as well as a visceral level. So on the DHS site, this really is like they're going full. Well, it's full nihilism and full white supremacy. So
they're also doing the same on Twitter. Yeah.
The nihilism is like this kind of shit. Oh wait, I saw one today that was heinous. Maybe it's this one.
I mean, they all look bad.
By the way, this is gonna make my feed so much worse because I've saved all this shit.
Well, that's how it works. That's how it works.
Working at the car wash, yeah. Come on and sing it with me, car wash. Sing it with the feeling now. Car wash,
yeah, this was it. So this is DHS Gov. They reposted this. So to me, this is so fucking base for a government. This is a government page. This is the United States Department of Homeland and Security posting this on their fucking Instagram page.
Come on and sing it with me, car wash.
Like, there are no words, man, for how fucked up that is.
What it reminds me of too is like you know, this thing we saw in the last couple of years coming out of Gaza, where the soldiers were posting like really gross like footage of them, like, you know, going through trying on women's lingerie or breaking children's toys or whatever it is, and like these were getting shared on like big, you know, in big groups, you know, like and being circulated like on social media. with a certain amount of like pleasure and joy, right? So it's like it's the celebration that's really particularly creepy, right? Like this sort of like turning it all into like entertainment.
Yeah, there is a it's like a petulant glee, which what I find really interesting is the adolescence that and I think it might just be because conservatives have always felt like this, is the victimhood where they're petulant like children, right? And children are contrary and petulant because they have no power. So all they have is like, well, no, that's what you know. But conservatives now have all the power, yet they're
Yeah.
still petulant. And it's like, well, what is that, you know?
Well, I mean, I think the people that you're showing me who are like posting these like ridiculous comments, I think maybe they still are not people with a lot of power, probably.
That's a
But
great point. Yes.
the
that's a good
politicians
point.
are, and so they, you know, the politicians have told them who to blame for their problems, right? I mean, I think that's how Trump got reelected was, you know, the Democrats said, uh, you know, things are basically fine, you know, we just need to improve, you know, the system that is already working really well. And Trump came along and said, everything's awful, your life is awful. And he said, I know who to blame, right? And so I think a lot of these people are like, yeah, most voters don't vote on policy. They don't even really know that much about policies and stuff. And I think that, you know, he just came along and said, we're going to blame immigrants for, you know, why you feel economically insecure or why you feel, you know, like here's someone to blame, right?
Yeah, and what's
Yeah.
worse, he's made trolling a acceptable form of communication because that's what he does. He's constantly trolling countries, trolling people. It's, you know, it's legitimized this sort of petulant bullshit.
Also, the people running his social media are young, right-wing, like media, like kind of internet savvy, social media savvy people. They know their way around memes, you know,
Well, and I think a
yeah.
lot of this stuff, there's where it's like, great job, ICE. A lot of that is like teenagers, right? Who are just being
Yeah.
like pieces of shit because it's fun. They're just being contrary. But again, and that's where I backed off too, is like, you have no idea who you're talking to or why, and why it's not worth getting mad over, you know, and and for me, it's made me viscerally, it's changed the way I would, like before, let's say I engage in all this, I had a much more kind of balanced take on conservatives in terms of like, that's just your politics, you know, it's ridiculous to dismiss you because you're conservative. Because you know, I know people that are conservative, and on a real level, unless you're a sociopath or a psychopath, you're going to meet someone as a person rather than what they represent. But when I'm on Instagram, I hate conservatives. I hate all of them, and I start to hate everything. I turn into this like, and it's not true, right? It's not. When I step away from Instagram, then I'm like, oh yeah, the world's nice. What's interesting is that it can support so many different experiences, like your experience, and I could shift this experience overnight by just resetting the algorithm to an extent.
Yeah.
I don't think you can truly, because I've done that a few times and it always creeps back in again. So I don't know how much you could truly reset your shit, but
You just reminded me of that classic joke. Guy says to the doctor, "Doctor, it hurts when I go like this."
Yeah.
And the doctor
exactly.
says, "Don't go like that anymore." Right? Do you often I mean, do you think like, you know, because I mean, obviously the algorithm, these social media sites have been designed to be addictive, to keep bringing us back. And you said, yeah, like the world isn't actually the way it's represented here on social media, like, and people are their worst selves in these comment threads.
In this context, yeah.
Yeah.
In this context, yes.
But do you feel like Instagram is like, I mean, they're being irresponsible, right? Because
yes.
They're basically creating this space for people to be horrible, and there's no like, Yeah.
Like, here's my problem, right? Is let's say you're Mark Zuckerberg. If I was Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm obviously not, and I'm not a hyper capitalist, but if I had an organization or I created a thing like Instagram and I flip the switch and we go live video, and all of a sudden, apart from the nice stuff, rapes and murder and death and decapitation, all the horrible shit that people were sending up, instead of being like, whoa, maybe we're not ready for this yet, he's like, oh, we'll just find other people to look at that horrible shit and we can just have the nice clean shit going over here. That'll work.
Mm.
To me, that's demented. That's psychotic. Like, I go back and forth on thinking, social media will destroy the world or is it, because without social media, we wouldn't have a lot of these on the spot ICE videos. We wouldn't have a lot of the on the spot Gaza videos or anything else that comes out
Yeah,
of
of course.
regions where traditional journalism is challenged or is unable to meet it in the moment.
Yeah.
But then you've got this other side that has such a reactionary component to it that, yeah, I'm fairly emotionally intelligent. I can pull back and reorient myself, but not everybody can, clearly.
Yeah.
This you see a lot now on the left and the right but on the right, it's always relatively attractive white women, and they do this. They don't say anything, they just act coy and then put up some insane text on top of it. And I think what's fascinating to me about where we're at is all of the people participating as propagandists on a citizen level without being told to, without being asked to. They are voluntarily becoming propagandists and I think it's complicated, right? It's an attention economy. That's going to get you attention, so you go in that direction.
So this dropping of the shades is like the well thing you were talking about, where it's just
not
it's
so
sort
much.
of like,
It's not dropping the shades. It's just being coy. It's like,
okay,
they'll do a little. It's smarmy, and you see it a lot with trad wives.
it kind of reminds me like of some expression I used to hate, and 15, 20 years ago, just saying. People would say, just saying. Is that a little of what this is? It's like, I don't have to make an argument. I just have to go
It's not, they're not saying or doing anything. It's just, again, the fact that this has become normalized as just sort of a thing to do is wild to me.
One thing I've never gotten used to, and it's more of an American thing, the more time I live in Europe, the more I notice it, is how many of these videos are shot in people's cars.
Yeah.
To me, it's always strange. Oh, you're just sitting in your car, recording this shit,
Yeah, it's either because you've been ostracized by your family, or you just, your genius just can't be contained.
Okay, I gotta hear this one.
Sorry. Yeah.
This looks too
to
good
have
be
a
there.
successful uterus transplant, ovaries and eggs included, and I want to be the first trans woman to have an abortion. I will let a doctor who has successfully transplanted a uterine complex before cut the organs out of a willing, healthy, transmasculine donor, place them in my body. I will devote myself, heart and soul, to their aftercare. I will have as much gay sex as it takes, with as many trans women as it takes, and let the transphobes and homophobes scratch their heads, wondering what to make of it.
Okay.
And
Right? So you have no idea where this could be comedy. This could be a statement. It could be...
First of all, I just want to say that the sunglass game is very strong on this video. You've already moved on, but it could be satire. It could be satire. I don't know. Oh, it's
But,
oh.
but what you see this a lot where like, so this woman, I've gone back and forth with her before. You do
Wait,
see this.
you've talked to this woman before?
Yes, because I responded to one of her stupid fucking things. And her point to me was like, well, why are you here? I was like, because it's in my feed and you're offending me. And whatever, we went back and forth, but it was pointless. Anyway, so we can look at my reels and see a
Yeah,
lot.
I just kind of want to dip into your algorithm and see what it's giving us right now.
So this is the first thing. It's
Okay.
shifted. I will say it's shifted now to, I'm seeing much more, still political, but it tends to be progressive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
By the way, for the record, again, for posterity, because this will be viewed in the future, maybe. Uh, Speaking of Trump running again he's not going to run again. He's probably going to die. So in the last few days, there was this scandal because Trump has had health problems and he disappeared from the public for like 2 or 3 days. And I logged on to Twitter on Saturday morning and also Blue Sky. And for a good half hour, wasn't sure if Trump was alive or not because everyone was talking about him like he was dead. And then eventually, I was checking the news and being like, why is this all over social media? And it was just a like collective like fantasy that everyone was indulging in. And Trump did have to go out and like show his face in public later that day. He was photographed on the golf course or something. So this shows that people have some power on these social media sites to at least like it symbolically killed Trump so that he actually had to go out and show that he was alive. It also just felt like a dress rehearsal for the celebration we're gonna have when he actually dies. Everyone was sort of like working on the rough draft of their obit slash joke,
Yeah, I mean it's sort of like when Margaret Thatcher died, but it's going to be like
it's going to be way
1,000
crazier.
times way crazier.
I
Because
mean,
Margaret Thatcher was a very specific point in time
I
and
think
was
there's going to be
nowhere near what Trump is.
No, there's going to be celebrations in the streets. I mean, I think it might even happen here in Berlin. I think people might,
Dude, all over the world.
Yeah,
It's just like,
yeah.
I mean, the sooner the better.
Okay, I need to see. Can you unmute? I just want to kind of bathe in the audio of your scrolling here.
And we take an oath. The
Okay.
idea that is America.
Good stuff. It's the car wash again.
It's a fucking blood sport. Oh, Breitbart. Fucking, this is Breitbart. True
Yeah.
form. Fucking assholes. I'm getting a lot of Newsom at the moment, which I'm not sure why. I've noticed that in the last couple days. I've been getting a ton of Newsom posting or of him or whatever.
He's dark woke. He's
Lying on time without somebody.
Here it is. And I was wondering what exactly was going on there. Apparently, this is a rioter trying to take down the American flag from the Capitol and replace it with a Trump flag.
Morning run commute. Got stopped on the street and search. JD Vance, Secret Service this morning. Let's see what's in my pack.
Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time.
I think I'm ready to process.
All right. Yeah, I'd rather not look at the shit pressing.
Well, it's definitely different than what I see. And I noticed a couple of things that were kind of interesting. The first is that um, it was often hard to tell like who had posted the video originally, right? Was it a left wing or right wing, or was it just regular news? Which doesn't mean they don't have political orientations, but like, so sometimes the original video was shot by someone for some other reason and then reposted by someone else. So already it's very prone to like creating conflict and division because it's people repurposing other videos.
Well, and it's
And
not just, and it's very selective, right? Like, remember
yeah,
that one where they posted the trans with the abortion and all that?
yeah,
You know, they look for the most extreme example of like
yeah,
a trans person saying the most extreme thing, or like
yeah,
the most what they consider cookie cutter liberal, someone
yeah,
being
yeah,
like Karen, and attributing that to all liberals,
yeah.
blah 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 blah. And to be fair, liberals are doing that also, because now the two realities are starting to bleed together. Because
Well,
a Trump fan is living in such a manufactured reality that they have to keep stacking those chips, and it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder because they have to keep maintaining that facade.
yeah, no, the other thing that occurs to me about this is like there's some overlap in for better or for worse between the left and the right, or maybe I would say between the liberals and the right wing in some of this stuff, because like for instance, this whole thing about Gavin Newsom now, about how good he is at like memeing or like making fun of Trump. Like Gavin Newsom is not left wing, right? He's transphobic. He's sort of rebranded himself as kind of like socially more conservative. And he's also has these videos of him breaking up homeless encampments and like
Well,
throwing out people's
also,
shit. So
I
like
didn't.
he's actually more right wing
Well,
than
remember who
people.
is, I
Yeah,
don't know if it was his wife or his girlfriend, but Kimberly
yeah,
Guilfoyle went
yeah.
from him to Don Jr.
Yeah, so I think that one of the things that's confusing about it is like they keep saying, "Oh, we need a liberal Joe Rogan or we need a left-wing Joe Rogan," and it's like, no, because actually, the left-wing Joe Rogan, the liberal Joe Rogan, or the liberal Donald Trump would actually still be more right-wing, right?
Yeah.
Because and that's what I'm kind of seeing here is like the people who are like uncritically embracing Gavin Newsom, part of what they like about Newsom is that he's not very left wing,
Yeah.
like that he's sort of like still palatable to these fucking right wingers. Like that's their fantasy, is that he's going to be electoral jackpot, right? Like
Yeah.
that he's going to siphon off some votes. And the Democrats have played that game numerous times, that like, oh, we're going to be, we're going to get a piece of the Republican demographic by being more conservative,
It
right?
loses,
And
you lose every time. Every time.
well,
It's
right,
like,
and they're definitely going to lose any voters who are voting their conscience around trans issues, around
well,
homeless issues, like
I mean, look at what
yeah,
Biden was doing. I mean,
yeah,
Biden is a hawk. I mean, he's
yeah, yeah,
barely liberal. It's amazing that Trump gets away with calling them lunatic left. It's like he couldn't be more center right. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
him and
yeah.
Kamala, it's a topsy-turvy land we're living in. And what really freaked me out today was thinking about, and this isn't a new observation, but kids that were born in 2000 came into like political awareness maybe around the 2016 election. Like, this is
Hmm.
all they've known. You know what I mean? They haven't seen, we have the advantage of seeing politics in the 20th century where it was at least politics is politics, right? It's a
Yeah,
game played by politicians. When people start playing in politics, it's like it's a game that they play. Like,
yeah,
you're not in that field, you're adopting it as truth. You're adopting it as like identity, which
yeah,
is, or at least online it's your identity. But then that bleeds into you know, the inability to have a family conversation, you know, the inability to compromise for the sake of human kindness and the people you love, you
Yeah.
know, instead you're gonna double down on your bullshit.
What do
And
you think about the technological side of this? Like, is there any way to have a healthier, like, relationship to this stuff on social media? Is it like, because I know
you
some
mean
people would just like, yeah, so like you said, I don't know if this is good for me. I keep coming back and it distorts my view of the world or whatever. Um, but is there is there another way to approach this? Because like I've definitely had phases of my life where I did exactly what you did. I would like roll up my sleeves and like get into arguments with people in comment threads, right? And
well, honestly, it's it has a lot also to do with where I am in life, right? Like
okay.
if I had more things going in my, like I'm not at a low done, but I'm saying
Hmm.
if I had more things in my life that were engaging, I would, no, the draw would be different, you know. And it's, but it's also, and if I had somewhere else to put my political anger, which I have from time to time, like I have gone to
Yeah.
demonstrations, I've gone to talks about Gaza, I've engaged, but
Yeah.
it's more like you read the story in The Guardian and there's Instagram. It's like an instant gratification. But but to your point, yeah, I think so. And it's already happening. But to be honest, I just don't know. I'm kind of a little bit over the social media as
Yeah.
entertainment, partly because I've soured it for myself, but also I just don't know how else to think about it beyond just a grand distractor.
Hmm.
In part because I'm sort of like that with AI. Like, okay, like you see an amazing 10-second
Hmm.
video. Okay, you know, I haven't seen much on social media that's had resonance for me in the same way that a book or a music or a film or a TV, something else in art that I've engaged with that has
Hmm.
created resonance in my life that's inspired me to go other places. I don't get a lot of that from Instagram or social media. Even when I'm seeing stuff that's great, it's just like the wheel kills the inspiration, and like
Hmm.
I'm sort of left with fog. And when I disengage from Instagram, I do notice chatter in my brain goes down, but again, that's also because I'm engaging with it on that visceral level,
Hmm.
to be fair. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. And it's also, for me, Instagram hasn't worked out great in terms of uh as a medium. And to be fair, Instagram was never intended as a medium for communication, right? Like
Yeah.
for communicating your show. People do that constantly and I hate it because it's such a shitty way to promote, right? Instagram is the worst place to promote a show because
Right.
only the people that engage frequently with Instagram are going to see your gig, you know. Um but
What I've noticed about musicians in my feed is that the ones who tend to like go viral, they're doing something novel, right? Like they built a weird
yeah,
musical instrument, they did a funny
yeah,
mashup. They're a guy who plays you know, Snoop Dogg
but
on the sitar.
right, but
You know,
the
like
problem is the amount
yeah.
of effort you have to put in to create
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
audience, and then you become kind of on demand for that audience until you're not.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of what it would give me in my artistic life, it's just not worth it, right? Like the
Yeah.
closest I've gotten to that is I did a promotion for Lord Tang, my solo project, one of them, where when I was doing more kind of comedy-ish, talking to camera, being
Hmm.
nonsensical, I did that for about 30 minutes, right? And then I cut it up into 1-minute segments. So for a month, I put myself up every day from this 30-minute, and just doing that was exhausting. And it was, I honestly got kind of nauseous on a level looking at myself every day, having to think about myself. And again, this could be generational. You know, I didn't grow up on camera. I just found the whole experience so draining And again, yes, it didn't create a ton of traffic, but if I
Yeah.
had created a ton of traffic, then I'm on the hook for doing that shit all the time. And yeah, I get it. If you could monetize it and get it to that level where it actually is your income, you can be smart about it where you create space for your other art. You can
Yeah.
hire people, but to get it to that point, I'm never going to be able to do that because
Uh,
I don't care enough. I'm not going to invest enough. I'm not smart enough.
yeah.
Not smart enough. I'm not literate enough to know what pops because I don't care, and it's
No, but I think you hit on something like more basic. You said like the stuff that you would have to do to get like there, and then you would have to keep doing this thing that you don't particularly like doing, right?
no, and more
Um,
to the point, the art, I didn't get into doing art for
yeah,
attention.
yeah,
Of course, yes, a little bit because everybody does, but that wasn't my main motivator for art was not,
yeah,
to get laid and get free drinks and like be a rock star. It was more to do with the art.
yeah,
And in a very niche, weird world that was never going to make any money anyway. But when you put that into the attention economy, it sucks because I didn't do this for attention. So yeah, I figured out like, okay, if I put my face in the video, it gets much more, I found my way to do what I'm comfortable with. But I don't,
mhm,
but it doesn't, what I've seen more often than not is like a successful video for me means a successful video on Instagram. It doesn't mean I get people going to the gigs. It doesn't mean I get people going to
yeah,
the YouTube video that it's a clip from. What people are telling me is, I like this in Instagram. Thank you. Moving on. It's
yeah,
rare that people will get, because why would they? They're in the flow of Instagram. And
yeah.
that's again where it becomes less useful as a tool to cross promote because people are on Instagram to be in Instagram. They're not really
Are
there to go other places,
The thing that you're saying is actually really similar to the original criticisms when they switched to like stories and reels, because it used to be like people would do a post, and your algorithm would be reversed chronology of everyone you follow, the most recent thing they posted. And then at some point they switched to this like reels and stories thing where people didn't get to hold on to they couldn't hold on to their audience in the same way, right? Because like the story
Yeah,
would expire in 24 hours, you know,
exactly.
but everything moved to stories. Nobody's looking at posts anymore. They're looking at the algorithm. And so you have to, it's labor intensive. You have to keep making something new because after 24 hours, it's gone.
Yeah.
You don't have a story anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
the most rewarding kind of social media, and it's barely social media, was MySpace. To me, that was for me the most sort of human and the most successful because I've had genuine interactions with other musicians in other countries.
mhm.
I made genuine connections with people and back to me. And it was a very when it worked before, I forget who bought it, Justin Bieber or whoever, but it used to actually work as intended, And
Yeah.
now we've drifted away from that to this sort of science fiction. I mean, this is what's fascinating is this is a common trope in science fiction, the sort of future where people are famous for no reason other than they're famous. They're
Yeah.
attractive, they've got some physical whatever that makes them whatever. It's bizarre. Like we are drifting further and further into sort of a nihilistic future, is what it feels like. Um, yeah, I don't know. Or not.
I
Or
mean,
not. Maybe we're just at a crossroads into something else. I don't know.
so
I
we
don't
we've
know.
heard we've heard a lot about what where you don't want to put your music or your energy creatively. Could you just talk a little bit about what you are doing, or because I know your music's on a lot of different platforms, not necessarily social media, but
Yeah, I mean, I started a label this year,
Mhm.
last year, was it? We've done so little with it, I can't remember what year we started it, called Clang Wonder, and it's
We'll put a
KLANGWUNDER.
link in the show notes. Yeah,
Yeah, it's sort of a mashup of words. And we're doing that exclusively on Bandcamp and also the other streamers, but mostly focused on Bandcamp, because Bandcamp, in my mind, is sort of the last bastion of real, at least for music exchange, sort of the most human, both in its frustration and how
Yeah.
difficult it is to use, and just in how generous it is, in terms of being able to download whatever you feel like uncompressed. I'm a big fan of uncompressed music. I've got a massive library of uncompressed music.
Yeah.
But Bandcamp is back to sort of, old school punk community
Mhm.
on a level, and yeah, they were bought out, but they haven't seemingly touched it for whatever reason. So, and because of, we make music we're not making money at it, so we're not doing
Yeah.
vinyl anymore. We're not doing CDs, oddly, are still selling quite well, but we're going entirely digital. So there's that. I still love YouTube. I still think YouTube's an amazing platform for sharing music and discovering. So in terms of, I guess that's as close as I come to finding social media inspiration is YouTube,
Yeah.
because it's longer form and really is still the focus is on who gives a shit about the comments. Like the focus really is on the media. And oddly, interestingly, I never engage with the comments on YouTube ever. Never. I just watch stuff, even stuff that pisses me off. I'll go to Instagram and comment about it. But I love YouTube, I think it's sort of, to me, the positive connecting everybody in the world together, and things like what's the SoundCloud I still love a lot,
Yeah.
Is still true to form, is like, very localized. I feel like social media has gotten out of hand, and I hate that we're in an attention economy. I just think it's
Yeah.
horrible, and I can't wait for us to move on
I
to
know that
something
I know
else.
that Lord Tang, your music is on Spotify, and even though I think I own your stuff on Bandcamp, I sometimes listen to it on Spotify just
Fun.
because I'm always on Spotify. But now some musicians are pulling their stuff off of Spotify, not just because they're promoting a bunch of AI shit now, like fake bands and
Well,
stuff,
they're also
but
investing in the military complex.
in yeah in
It's
Israel and the
heinous.
genocide, right? So some musicians and some of them are going on to different platforms or coming up with different revenue models. Is this
I'm
something
more in
you yeah
Yes and no. I'm more in the Steve Albini. Uh, I've never figured out how to say his last name.
I think
I
that's
say
probably how you say his
I
last
say
name.
Steve Albini took a much more humanistic approach, which
I
was
mean, how would
like
you say it? Albini? No, it's definitely
Albini. I don't know, but
I
his
think it's
take was
Albini.
like, I'm not going to dictate to my fans. It seems very presumptuous and it seems very elitist for me to tell people where they should consume their music. And I agree with that on a level. And I was all on board up until the Spotify thing. And just, I don't know, what people want from music as an art form is changing rather radically, or seems to be. It's becoming
Mhm.
increasingly more utilitarian. People rarely credit music properly on their reels. They don't care. They don't take the time to. Um, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting
Well,
time to
I
be
know
doing it.
I know for your Lord Tang stuff, and maybe for some of your other stuff, you have a fair amount of video content, which I know is on YouTube. And I'm wondering if that's at least one uh, edge that you have, is that like if you make a video like that kind of is part of your whole aesthetic along with your music, then it's still going to be less interesting for someone to like steal your stuff and put it on one of their reels, like because you've already made something and YouTube is still a better place for people who want to engage with a
Yeah, although
longer form video, like
yeah, and I mean, what I've got, it's fun. I like making videos for Instagram. I just try
Mhm.
and put as little effort into it as possible, which is what makes it fun. So, like my best video I did was I promoted some show I was doing with like sock. I don't even know what I was doing. It was socks. It was stupid. The stupider it is, the more traction it gets. Is the dumbest thing I can think to do. That
Yeah,
gets me.
it's people like me that are liking, following, and sharing it.
Well, yeah, and just it's what the algorithm also responds to. Like,
Yeah.
I got mad in a video once. It was like acting out. That was huge. Like, I was like, oh, great.
Mhm.
Thanks for. It's like the, and again, to your point, outrage is encouraged. Like, the more outrageous, the more angry, the more unhinged you are, you are rewarded for it, and
Yeah.
it's diabolical what Instagram is doing to the landscape of culture, or Meta, I should say. It's not just Instagram.
Yeah.
Is their lack of stewardship, and it's like, fuck your freedom of speech. It's like you're choosing to host this heinous evil shit, and it's beyond freedom of speech. It's you're weaponizing hatred. It's you're giving a platform to voices that should be left in the corner, like voices that used to be on flyers,
Yeah.
or it was some like weirdo with a bullhorn in the corner, is now like, Technicolor. Fuck, it's horrendous.
Yeah, I think one thing is that we don't, because we rightly,
Echo.
yeah, he was
Uh,
meowing, so he's now joined the chat.
it's nice to
Um,
see him healthy.
yeah. Um, I think like we talk about Elon Musk a lot, which is justifiable that we shit on him a lot, but I think we don't give Mark Zuckerberg enough credit for being a dangerous idiot, because he truly
Yeah.
is a dangerous idiot. This stuff that came out recently about the chatbots that they have, the Facebook Meta chatbots that are just like celebrity, they got all these celebrities. Well, now it's come out that they've been using celebrities' likenesses without their permission, but they licensed like Dame Judi Dench, Snoop Dogg, all these different people, and they were they it was like it's in writing that they were allowed to initiate romantic conversations with children. Uh,
No.
yeah, so and Zuckerberg, I mean, it's disgusting. They were literally grooming children with chatbots like that were in celebrity
It's this
voices.
bullshit, like libertarian. This is the tech problem, right? Is like it has been all along.
Yeah,
Is like people, like in the Bay Area where I am in Oakland, the problem isn't crime, it's not homeless people, it's tech. Tech destroyed the economic fabric of the Bay Area. And, also government that was, swooning from the property taxes and the investment. And
Mhm.
there was no one really paying attention to what it was doing or caring on a cultural level, on an economic level. I think tech and its culture is the problem. It's this sort
Mhm.
of hands-off, like, oh, we just built it. It's not our. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't disrupt human endeavor and just throw your hands up. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier that if you spend a lot of time on social media and reading these threads, you will get a distorted idea of like how things actually are like offline. And it's not just that a lot of the people saying inflammatory and racist or stupid things on the internet are actually very nice people with families, and
yeah.
it's not that. It's that like the people who own these platforms and have made them outrage machines and propaganda machines, they're making money off of this very irresponsible, like
I mean, the fact that
weaponization of their
well,
platforms.
that anybody at Meta like could look at what we were looking at today and not be fucking horrified by, like, that's my job is keeping that shit going. Like, how do
Yeah.
you that disconnect or unwillingness, or like, we're making the world a better place, whatever it is that they tweak that worldview, or that, I don't know, I just don't understand,
It
it's
also it also makes you remember like 15 years ago when these investigative pieces came out about content moderation, and
yeah.
how there were people whose job it was to like look at stuff that had been flagged, like child pornography, snuff videos, this kind of stuff. And these people were all like suffering a lot of trauma from doing this work. And now it's like, is there content moderation? Like, like we're now the ones being traumatized. Because, when you were showing me this ICE stuff, on the one hand, a lot of the stuff you're showing me is citizen journalism or it's news footage or whatever, but the sheer volume of it in your feed, it turns it into a spectacle, right? So it's like, oh, look at ICE chase these people. And the only thing I could compare it to from like old media, from like television and stuff, is like Cops. Do you remember Cops? I mean, Cops was the original kind of like fascist TV show, right? Like, we're going to tell you that these people are not human beings. They're just bad people. They're, and then we're going to like make it into a spectacle when we arrest them, right?
And it's selective and it's edited.
Yeah, but what you have here is like Cops is only 30 minutes long, right? And then something else would come on TV. This is like I know because I've scrolled Instagram for an hour, 2 hours before. I guess you could just watch fascist TV, like, raw footage of ICE, arresting people or, brutalizing people as long as you want. I mean, we're seeing it with AI, that AI is causing psychosis even among like powerful people, people with access to psychiatrists and people who are inside the belly of the beast, like tech leaders and stuff. So of course, also social media could certainly derange. Like, I mean, Trump is someone who's very reactive to social media, right? And Elon Musk. Elon Musk bought a social media platform because he was mad at people making fun of him on there. And of course, after he bought it, everyone just made more fun of him, so he had to change the rules, and put all the right wingers at the top of the replies. But it like, yes, it can even drive powerful people crazy. And maybe it drives powerful people the most crazy.
But I think what's heartening, though, to me, is having said all that, what you're seeing, especially under Trump, is so many people mobilizing in protest and getting not just staying safe and being keyboard warriors, but getting out in front of ICE vehicles, getting out in the community. And that's heartening. And it works. The fact that like whatever conservatives, they can make fun all they want. The fact that the mass demonstration protesting Musk obviously worked. It destroyed Musk's fortunes. It got him out of government. It worked. And it's working to push back against Trump and the militarization and everything else. So it's not like it's the end times, but
sometimes it feels like the end times.
It does, and it depends
maybe
on what day you're asking me, because
maybe it's the pandemic, climate disaster, genocide, fascism combo platter.
It's a lot to eat. It's all you can eat, and we're pretty stuffed with it. Yeah, that's pretty. I've engaged with some people about Gaza recently and some Israelis, and that really is diabolical. Like their soft shoe shuffle they do, the manic backpedaling to like they just won't acknowledge the reality of Gaza at all. You can hit them with as many statistics as you want. They will not look at it. They just won't engage. They'll want you to engage with them on what they want to talk about, but they won't actively take your point. And it's pointless because it's pissing in the wind, but it's remarkable people's ability to just ignore literally what they're looking at. Or they have such filters on, like watching ICE videos, that they see the opposite of what other people are seeing.
I don't know who said it, but there's an expression, you can only really argue with people you basically agree with.
Yeah.
And I think this is a lesson I've had from engaging with right-wingers, Zionists, whatever, is we don't even value the same things. So I know that some of my more liberal friends who aren't quite as to the left as me would be like, well, why are you picking on liberals? It's like, because you're the only people I can persuade. Like, we basically agree on so many things. And you know, with right wingers, it often just feels like sport, you know, like, oh, you
Or they're
know,
just, they want
yeah,
you to engage on a false premise, right? Constantly straw manning. Like,
yeah,
if you push back on DC or Chicago, it's like, oh, what? You don't like safer streets? And it's like, why even bother? You know, you can't even start because you're starting at an end. It's
yeah.
like, I'm not going to engage with you if that's the beginning, because there is no beginning there. You know, it's fatuous. Um,
Uh, Dominic Cramp, it is 2:24 in the morning here in Berlin.
wow, we went the distance, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this was a long one. I understand you have a gig coming up.
I'm playing at the Center for New Music for the next Noise Pancakes, which is happening. God damn it, I can't remember the exact date. I think it's September 13th. It's whatever weekend that is, whatever Saturday that is. Noise Pancakes. Even if you don't care about me or anything, you should go, because if you're in the
What's the name
city.
of the project?
Oh, sorry, it's me under my own name, Dominic Cramp.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just doing, it's what I do generally when I'm not being performative. If I'm just sitting there playing stuff, I just go under my own name. But Center for New Music, they have a kick-ass Meyer sound system. It's one of the best places in the city, in the state, to hear odd music because it's beautifully presented. And you don't often get the privilege of such a nice sound system to use making this music. So yeah, and it's pancakes that are actually tasty, genuinely, and it's a fun time. It really is.
One last Easter egg for our local
Oh, yeah.
viewers.
Final solution. So yes, our local viewers can make the connection to both the store, the name, and the content we looked at today.
Yeah.
This is
This
a
is
local. Go
This
ahead.
is a record store in our hometown, or my hometown, Dominic's adopted town from high school.
Mhm.
And yeah, the record store was really called the Vinyl Solution. And they were the only record store that sold Screwdriver records, Nazi skinhead records. By the way, very recently, not recently, I would say in the last 5 to 10 years, I went onto Instagram and I said how weird it is that they named themselves in a pun on the Nazi Final Solution. And one of the store employees very angrily replied that that was bullshit and they were not Nazis, and it was not a reference. And in their defense, there's more than one Vinyl Solution record store in the United States. So
Yeah,
a lot
and
of people had the same bad idea.
and let's be honest, they were never the best records. It was what we had available.
Yeah, we have it on good authority that the reason they had such great prices is that they would buy used records,
Oh,
make
yeah.
them look new and shrink wrap them and just sell them for the used price. So it would look like you were getting a deal, but no, you were buying a used record. Yeah.
It's would not be surprised.
Go ahead and sue us. Try and sue us.
Yeah. They're still
Okay.
there. All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. This has been, thank you, Dominic. I am Matt. This has been Matt's Cursed Algorithm.